Islam is a worldwide religion, the second largest on the planet, with believers spread across every continent. On each of these landmasses, Muslim football players ply their trade in the world's most popular sport. For some who play in their native lands, maintaining a high level of observance of the 5 pillars of Islam is easier than for those who play the game in countries that have different belief structures. Simply choosing Islam as your religion brings its own challenges. In the now Catholic stronghold of Sevilla in Spain, Freddy Canute is a devout Muslim.
I made a choice. I knew a lot of Christians, I knew a lot of Muslim also where I lived, and yeah, I read, I wanted to understand, because for me this is something, it's not only something you repeat or you do like other people, it's something you have to understand, why you choose this one and not this one. And even if you were born with a religion, it's always good to understand what are you practicing, because the practice without any purpose or meaning doesn't mean anything. So I wanted to understand more. I have a mixed background because I have part of my family which is Christian, part of my family which is Muslim, and we had quite a free education. We could choose anything we wanted. So for me it was Islam.
Mohamed Zidane represents Egypt at a national level, but plays for Borussia Dortmund in Germany.
It's not so easy to be a Muslim in a place where all the people you're working with and you communicate with, they are Christian. It's two different religions and two different beliefs, but when I'm communicating with them, so we not put the religion on our things. I mean, everybody believe in what they believe in, and everybody respect everybody, and everybody expecting everybody as how they are.
Arda Turan, who plays for Turkish club Galatasaray and the national Turkish team, believes that while observing your religion is always on your mind, it doesn't have to interfere with what goes on the football field.
Şimdi nasıl Hristiyanlıkta sporcular sahaya girerken hac çıkartıyorlarsa, yani biz de dua ediyoruz yani. Sadece bizim Allah'a inancımız var. Ve bu inancımızı her zorda kaldığımızda, bir şey isterken veya bir şeyler iyi giderken her zaman, yani hayatın her anında bizim aklımızda. Ama Türkiye'de zaten bir şey vardır, laiklik denen bir şey vardır. En önemli şeydir Türkiye için. Yani din ve devlet işleri birbirlerine karıştırılmaz. Yani laiklik olduğu sürece her zaman bu insanın kişi kendi içinde geçerli. İnsan Müslümanlığı kendi içinde yaşamalı, inancını sonuna kadar belirtmeli. Ama işiyle dini arasında o mesafeyi ayarlayabilmeli, dengeleri kurabilmeli düşünüyorum. Din her zaman tabii ki de var, Allah inancı, ama işiyle alakalıyken daha dikkatli çizgiler koyabilmeli kendine.
While Tuncay Sanli, also a Turkish national player, plays his club football in England for Stoke City, believes that being a practicing Muslim is important on a personal level, but to the fans, it's more important for him to play well.
Bulunduğunuz ortama ayak uydurmak zorundasınız. Ben İngiltere'de 2. sezonumda bütün seyirci, bir tek oyuncumuz var, Tuncay Şanlı diye bağırdı. Bundan büyük bir onur ve gurur yoktur diye düşünüyorum. Ama sonuçta bu mesleği en iyi şekilde yapmak gerekiyor. Ben her zaman bulunduğum ortama ayak uyduruyorum. Müslüman olmam onların bana bakış açısını değiştirmiyor. Benim sadece işime bakıyorlar. Ben de bu işi en iyi şekilde yapmaya çalışan biri olarak ülkemi en iyi şekilde temsil etmeye çalışıyorum.
In the modern game, just as Muslim players are spread around the world, so too are players from other faiths. They all come together in a team with a common goal and work as one to achieve it. This unity touches on the essence of what it means to be Muslim.
The essence of being a Muslim is what I always explain to people when they embrace the faith of Islam, and I explain them about the tenets and the principles of the faith. I always say that even if you don't remember anything that I say, at least remember that Islam means submission or surrender to the will of God. And a Muslim is someone who lives in peace towards his Creator and towards the rest of humanity, be it Muslim or non-Muslim.
Everybody coming from a different world and connecting all of those players or all of those people in one place, and they're training together every day, they work together every day, they eat together most of the time, they fight together every weekend, and they wishing the best for the team in their own way.
Mohamed Gutierrez, who grew up in a Christian community in Spain, represents Sevilla's reserve team, and for him, this integration is not an issue.
Para mí ha sido fácil, ¿no? Porque yo he nacido aquí en España, he estado siempre en contacto con gente pues, que no siguen Islam como yo, pero ha sido muy fácil, lo llevo toda la vida haciéndolo, y como ha sido algo desde pequeño, pues ha sido muy fácil.
Playing football professionally limits the amount of time that you can devote to other things. Training schedules can be hectic, and finding the moments in which you can quietly pray to God, as prescribed in the Quran, can sometimes prove challenging. Nassif Morris, a South African Muslim, is another player who was based in Spain. He played for Racing Santander.
It has been like a little bit difficult because, I mean, it's not always where you can find a place like in Europe where I can find a mosque or something to do Jummah or any other works or things like that. And I mean, most of the time I probably have to do it at home. Certain places I have found like where there is a mosque, but then also the times of my training and things like always comes into there. And sometimes it's the distance is too far for me to travel because sometimes it's like an hour or 2 hours away from where I live.
I think it's not too complicated because I think we have more free time than other people. We just have to think about people going out in the morning at 7 a.m. and coming back in the evening at 6 or 7 p.m. and they always have to work and their boss have to look after them all the time. We are training every morning and that's it. We have all afternoon, almost every afternoon free. So for the prayers there is no problems at all.
There are elements of a Muslim's life that unavoidably clash with the life of a professional footballer. Due to Islam's restrictions with regards to diet, some negotiation with their clubs is needed.
Halal means everything which is wholesome, good, and that was slaughtered in the name of God Almighty. And because God Almighty has ordered us in the Bible as well as the Quran not to consume the flesh of the swine, the flesh of the pig. Therefore, that particular thing is what we call haram, which is the exact opposite of what halal is.
This sometimes leads to good-natured teasing amongst teammates, and some players find it hard to find the right foods to eat.
In each place I've been, and it's only the things when you are allowed, when you are with a team and you're eating those things, you're not allowed to eat. And then you in the beginning you tell the club that you don't eat this and this, and then they know it, and then they also be aware all the time when they're bringing food that there's some players don't eat that, and they work in it very good. It's a positive reaction, and they don't ask so much because they already know it's like this in the Muslim religion, in the Islam, and they know that we do it like this. Always when we eat something, we have to ask if it's pork or not, and they try to ask us. Sometimes they try to make fun of us, say yeah it's pork, even when it's fish, just to make fun of it. But I mean we take it also in a funny way, and we laugh about it. We say yeah.
Certain places you do find like places where you can get halal meat and those kind of things. The only problem is like, you know, all the restaurants and those kind of things in Europe, like if it's not halal, they do have seafood and those kind of things. You know, where there's places where they sell alcohol, like you're not allowed to eat. But I mean, I guess in my case, it's totally different because in every restaurant in Europe, they do sell alcohol. So, I mean, I guess then I'm probably just supposed to eat at my house, which, you know, it's a little bit difficult as well. But, I mean, it's not like a thing where it's will destroy anything that I'm working towards and the way of my life and those kind of things. It's just certain things you have to sacrifice for achieving what you want to achieve.
Although Nassif found it a bit challenging, there are those who have not had the same difficulties.
I can find halal food here in Seville because there are some halal butchers here in Seville, especially in the Macarena place, you know, where there are a lot of halal shops, so there is no problem.
With a little personal endeavor, it would seem that overcoming the challenges of finding a place to worship and the right foods to eat can be done relatively easily. But what about the observance of other restrictions? The holy month of Ramadan is a time set aside for fasting and religious reflection. This could seriously impact on a player's ability to perform on the field.
Besides, this is my job. It's like what I do for a living and how I look after my family. So there are ways that you can bend around it and things like that.